Hi everyone, it's Suzanne. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to share with you all the Valentine books we are reading this year. These are kids' books. I'm going to start off with picture books and move into chapter books. As many of you know, I love picture books. And the thing I love about picture books for seasonal reads is that you can have them for years. Kids love traditions. Kids love seeing their favorite characters in a book. My daughter has outgrown some characters and some types of books. However, keeping the seasonal books, the seasonal picture books for years makes a great family tradition. And honestly, I wish I had clued into that when she was much younger. So that's my big piece of advice for you in this video. If you have children, keep the picture books that have their favorite characters in them. You can read them for years during every holiday and they will always be appreciated. I'm going to start off, like I said, with picture books. I'm going to show you the couple that we have in our home for Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, we couldn't find our favorite Valentine's poetry book, which is really funny and cute. Hopefully by next year it will reappear. The first one I'm going to show you is from the Crayon series. I don't know if you're familiar with these, but we love them. I think they're adorable and so funny. So the very first one in this series that we fell in love with was The Day the Crayons Quit. Love is brown because sometimes love stinks. Love is purple because love has its own imagination. So you can go through, you get the gist. This is one of our new ones this year and I look forward to reading that in the upcoming years. The next one I picked up just yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it is called The Adventures of Paddington. Now, this is definitely a book that is normally classified for much younger children, but if you saw our Christmas book haul, you know that we love Paddington Bear in this house, and I just thought this was adorable. And the real reason I wanted to grab it too for Vivian is because, look, it has all these little Valentine's cards in there. So there you have the perforation, you can tear them out. And she will still have a little book that she can read every year, but she can give those Valentine cards away this year to her friends and pen pals. We got a huge stack of Valentine's books from the public library and we read them and picked out our favorites. For all the kids who love Splat the Cat, this is really cute. This is a funny Valentine and I thought it might be too young. My daughter's 7, but she absolutely loved it because guess what? So apparently these never get old, no matter what age your child is. There's also another Splat the Cat in this one, and it's called Love Splat, and it was really cute as well. I'm going to quickly show you the picture books in my pile, and I won't go into too much detail. Please know that they were the books we picked out. These are approved by myself and my 7-year-old daughter. We agreed these were lovely. Love Is, and this was, I think, quite popular within the last couple of years, and it's absolutely, it's just so sweet and beautiful. This is one I would actually buy even now. My daughter is 7 to add to our collection. And who doesn't love Charlie Brown? So this is a Charlie Brown Valentine. Another fun character your kids like, Pete the Cat. I love that they put our favorite book characters into seasonal books. I really do appreciate it. Now this one is Love is Love, and this was quite popular as well. This is about a little boy who has 2 dads. So they talk a lot about what love is in this book, and I love this because it did prompt a discussion about what is family with my daughter. And while she approved of this book, she didn't think it was much fun. However, I think the message is very beautiful and important, so definitely one for a home library. And definitely one to, if you just want to get at a library and open up a discussion with your children, this is a great one for that. Then we have the Bernstein's Bears Comic Valentine, and I have to say this was a lot of fun to read if you like poetry, and this is like rhyming poetry, so age appropriate. It was quite lengthy actually, and very enjoyable to read as a parent. I love reading We love poetry in our house, and rhyming poetry is fun to read. It's like reading Dr. Seuss in a way, except a much older story, of course. It was a lot of fun. And then who doesn't love Amelia Bedelia? Well, I love Amelia Bedelia. This is one of the books I love reading with Vivian because Amelia Bedelia is funny. She's so literal, and she helps you see the phrases that we use in the English language. Certainly by my age, you're unaware that you're even using. Yeah, funny. And I just want to add this. This is one we have in our home library, and this is Franklin's Holiday Treasure. And included in this book is a Franklin's Valentine. And we noticed, we had to look, is it the same book that we got one of these little Franklin books from McDonald's? And yes, it's the same story that is in there. In case you're curious, Franklin's Holiday Treasure includes Halloween, Valentine's, Christmas, and Thanksgiving. Now I'm going to move on to the chapter books. I took this opportunity to learn about some of the chapter books out there. I have a few from the library, and I grabbed a couple off our shelf. I had bought chapter books when I was out thrifting, but I don't know much about them, as my daughter is just getting into them now, and some of them still won't even be for another year. The first one is a Jigsaw Jones mystery, and this one is called The Case of the Secret Valentine. These kids are in grade 2, which is perfect age. My daughter's in grade 2, and somebody sends a Valentine to Jigsaw, and it's the mystery you're trying to figure out who that is in this book. Next we have off our own personal shelf, from the Adventures of the Bailey School Kids. This is for kids grade 2 to 4. In every one of these books, the kids run into an adult. They're trying to figure out, are they a myth? Are they real or not? That's the mystery they have to figure out. In this case, they have a new cook in school, and they're trying to figure out if she's Cupid and giving all the kids love potions, baking it into their food, which is kind of cute. The next one is, Oh, Valentine, We've Lost Our Mind, from My Weird School. This is a Weird School special. Now, this is a recent discovery. I bought some books from a thrift shop the other week and read one of them to my daughter, and she laughed. They are very funny. We love them now, so that's one of her favorites, is this one. As soon as she saw this from the library, she wanted me to read this one first. So you'll see some of these in an upcoming haul for sure. The final chapter book that I wanted to mention is Katie Kazoo's Switcheroo. And this one is called Love Stinks, and Katie's in grade 4. And I have to say, I started to read this to my daughter, and I wasn't overly fond of it. There's a lot of that, you know, the style of writing where the kids are kind of bickering. There's always a nasty one in the crowd. And I understand that this could potentially prepare them for relationship problems. I mean, kids are always arguing about something and trying to figure that out. So this may help them in that process. But I have to say, as a parent, I hate reading them. Yeah, they're not a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't like that catty tone that they have, and all the bickering. It's not fun to read. And I'm really happy that this is a little bit above where my daughter's at right now, because I don't have to make a final decision on this book. I'd love to know what other people's experience is with those kind of storylines for kids. If you have a favorite chapter book that avoids those kind of storylines, I would love to know what it is. And I think there's a way you can tell those stories. Like in here, AJ causes some trouble, and you know, they have some like interpersonal relationship issues, but it's done in such a funny way that it's a little bit more lighthearted, and it doesn't make me want to scratch my eyes out. Okay. Those are all the Valentine books for kids that I have to show you today. I would love to hear if you have a favorite. Please list it down below. Or if you have a favorite chapter book, I would love to hear those. We're just making the foray into chapter books now, so that we have a lot to learn. Love to hear your recommendations. And I will see you soon with another bookish video.